The fairer you try to be, the more balanced, the more you try to see both sides of the argument, the more you're hated by both sides because you're not 100% on their side.
Ricky Gervais shares surprising take after Nigel Farage's unexpected question to Sadiq Khan in Parliament. Alright, buckle up for this one, because the moment this clip hit social media, comment sections turned into absolute chaos. And honestly, you're not going to believe who jumped into the conversation. While everyone was wrapped up in the latest political drama, Farage throwing a sharp, unexpected question at Sadiq Khan in Parliament, something else happened in the background. Something no one saw coming. Ricky Gervais, yes, that Ricky Gervais decided to say something. And when he speaks, the internet doesn't just listen, it stops. You could feel the tension in Parliament that morning. Nigel Farage, never afraid of a headline, stood up and delivered a question people immediately described as classic Farage, pointed, cheeky, designed to disrupt the room in that way he always does. Khan wasn't expecting it. The tone shifted. A few MPs looked at each other. Others leaned back as if to say, "Here we go again." And whatever you think of any of them, Farage, Khan, Parliament, the whole political theatre, you could tell this was one of those moments that would spill way beyond the chamber. And that's exactly what happened. As the clip went viral, reaction poured in instantly. Political journalists were breaking it down frame by frame. MPs were tweeting cryptic half-sentences like, "This says a lot about where we are right now." And regular viewers were throwing out every interpretation imaginable. Then, out of nowhere, Ricky Gervais posted his take. And that's the part that sent the internet spinning. Now, before I tell you what Gervais said, let me set the scene. Ricky isn't someone who weighs in on every news cycle. He's not constantly tweeting opinions about politics. When he speaks, it's usually big picture, cultural stuff, freedom of speech, comedy, public pressure, hypocrisy. So when people saw his name attached to a clip involving Farage and Sadiq Khan, the immediate reaction was, "Wait, what did he say?" And honestly, the answer surprised just about everyone. He didn't take sides. He didn't attack anyone. He didn't turn it into a comedy bit. Instead, he pointed to something deeper, something that explains why moments like this go viral in the first place. His reaction was simple but powerful. Politics feels like a stage show now. One question sparks 1,000 interpretations. Everyone's watching, but no one's really listening. And the moment that went live, the internet exploded again. Some people said, "He's right, we're reacting to reactions instead of the facts." Others said he was calling out both sides at once. And a surprising number of people said the clip wasn't shocking because of what Farage asked, but because of how quickly the country turns every exchange into a battlefield. One viewer wrote, "This is why the public feels exhausted. Everything becomes a spectacle." Another said, "Ricky Gervais nailed it. Parliament looks more like a live show than a place where decisions get made." Even a political columnist commented, "He captured the mood perfectly. The public isn't angry, they're tired." And that's what made his reaction land so hard. Because the truth is, whether you agree with Sadiq Khan, Nigel Farage, or neither of them, the whole moment highlighted the weird political climate we're all living in right now. A single question in Parliament, just one, can dominate the national conversation for 48 hours. Not because of what it means for policy, not because of what it changes for ordinary people, but because of the theater of it, the performance. And the crazy part, Ricky Gervais wasn't mocking. He wasn't angry. He wasn't even sarcastic. He was reflective. And that tone hit differently. A media researcher watching the exchange said in a radio interview, "This is the first time I've heard Gervais respond to a political moment in a way that sounded genuinely concerned, not comedic." As the discussion grew, a few key themes kept coming up. People are tired of political drama overshadowing real issues. The public feels caught between competing narratives. Moments like this get amplified far beyond their actual importance. And celebrity voices, intentionally or not, shape the way we interpret events. But here's the twist. Some viewers said Gervais's reaction actually calmed the debate. One popular comment read, "He reminded everyone to breathe and step back. Not everything is warfare." Another said, We need more voices pointing out the chaos without adding to it. And of course, others took a completely different angle. Some argued that Gervais stepping into political commentary even lightly shows how unpredictable and unstable the public mood has become. A political strategist put it like this: when comedians and entertainers feel compelled to comment on Parliament, it means the line between politics and performance has completely dissolved. But the real question, the one no one can quite agree on, is this: did Gervais cool the fire? Or did his comment keep the moment alive even longer? Because here's the thing. As soon as a high-profile figure reacts, the story shifts. It's no longer just Farage. No longer just Khan. Now it's a wider cultural debate about how we consume political drama. Some people said, this shouldn't even be news. Others said, this shows exactly why political conversations feel impossible. And a few viewers asked, if even Ricky Gervais thinks things are getting too theatrical, what does that say about the state of politics? So what happens next? Honestly, it depends on how the public digests this moment. Will it fade like every other viral clip? Will politicians use it as an example of online overreaction? Or will it spark a bigger conversation about why Parliament feels more like a stage? One journalist summed it up perfectly. The question Farage asked doesn't matter as much as the reaction to the reaction. And maybe that's the real story here. Not the exchange in Parliament. Not the surprise of Khan's expression. Not even Gervais's comment. But the atmosphere we're living in, where every moment is magnified, every reaction becomes a headline, and the country gets caught in endless cycles of drama. So the real question is this: if this is how the public responds to one unexpected moment in Parliament, how much deeper does this go? And if even the comedians are starting to comment on the chaos, what does that tell us about what's coming next?